frontier, the steamboat brought news and great new fashions and new products and new music. Boy, things were pretty darn good. Probably part of our biggest part of history, the biggest part of United States history, was this era of the steamboats, because it was growing this country and expanding it further west. And the steamboat kind of tied everybody together. It was a way for everyone to interact. It was a way for everyone to catch up on the latest stuff, the latest news, the latest fashions. It tied the nation together, pulled us closer together. Freedom, we talked about that earlier, freedom was now solidly clear. It wasn't just a concept or an idea. It was an idea, it was an action, where if you could get to the river, freedom was within your grasp. Romance, power, freedom, steamboating in the 1840s and 1900s brought all of this to us. It was a right environment for storytelling. There wasn't any Facebook, there wasn't any Snapchat, you couldn't turn on the radio. The way that you learned history back then was storytelling. Think about this for a minute. Probably, and just keep this to yourselves, but think about this for a minute. Probably some of the best teachers that you've had were the ones that were good storytellers, right? Right? So storytelling is the way that we learn things. It's the way we learn history. It's the way we learn about other cultures. Storytelling is best in a good, leisurely, kick-back environment. This is how you want to hear a story. And when you were traveling on the Mississippi River, you weren't going really fast. You had plenty of time to hear some really good stories. Now, were those stories full of fact? No! They weren't full of fact. In fact, you probably told the story, and then you heard it, and you made it your own, based on what you knew and what you've been through, right? And then you told it to this group, and this group basically heard it another way, and they added all of their own traditions and culture and fact that they've been through, and then they told all of these folks over here. So storytelling really became a part of our culture in the 1850s to the 1900s. This is a little note out of this big book I got that says, the steamboat was a boon not only to the social and economic life of the river country, but also to its storytelling. For piloting the steamboat calls for the kind of memory and imagination in knowing the shape of the river and getting the boat into shape that are the prerequisites of a skillful spinner of yarns, stories. Since stories are most at home on a journey, a leisurely steamboat passage on a meandering river provides a congenial setting for recalling and swapping experiences and yarns. Like Old Brother Bo. The old story about Old Brother Bo is that a riverboat got a hole in it. They looked around and they had heard about that guy that put his thumb in the dike over in Amsterdam. Well, this hole was big. In fact, it was about the size of Old Bo. So they shoved Old Bo in that hole. And Old Bo stopped that water better than a cork, man. And that gave the boat just enough time to find a place to push up on the bank where they could get Old Bo out of the hole and they could repair the hull of the boat. Now, they kept Old Bo happy. Old Bo was a smoker of cigars. So, now, outside of the boat had Old Bo's, basically from his belly on down, freezing in the Mississippi River. But the inside had from his stomach up. So Old Bo was able to smoke those fine cigars that he loved so fine. And it kept him a little warm with some whiskey back then. And Old Bo made it through the night. And by the time they pushed up on the bank and it was time to pull Old Bo out, why, he had been in there so long building up all that water on the outside, he popped out like a cork. Leave it up to you to decide whether or not that's true. But storytelling, and one of the best storytellers we have is Mark Twain. Mark Twain told us the story of Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, and Life on the Mississippi. And Mark Twain Twain did a great job giving us a way to look into this amazing part of our history, right? This part of our history was so big to the United States. It tied us all together and made us who we are. But we don't know how to look back at that unless we have a good storyteller like Mark Twain to tell it to us. So let's think about the book. Let's go back to the book, all right? Let's think about how some of the things we talked about today were listed in the book. Strength of the Mississippi River, was that in the book? Yes. Okay. New news and new adventures, is that in the book? Yeah. Struggling through understanding our history of slavery and building of one community, one nation. Is that in the book? Yeah. Yeah. That was definitely in the book. And of course there was love. So, did Tom Sawyer, in the end, always do the right thing? No. You sure? In the end. In the end. Was he a good guy? No. Deep down inside. Let me ask you something about history, okay? This is, so, how many of y'all play video games in one sort of way?
What?
Video games. Yeah. All right. So you know how there's levels in a video game? All right. Stick with me here. You know how there's levels in a video game? And sometimes down at like level 3, you learn a cheat or a shortcut that you need, and you don't realize you need it until you're up in like level 7 or level 8, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember how to do that in level 3. Well, history is the same way. We can't figure out where we're going as people and as a nation unless we know where we've been. So Mark Twain with Tom Sawyer gives you a chance to look back and learn the shorts and cheats, the shortcuts, the background at level 3, so you can use them up in level 9 and 10 when you all become the future of the United States. All right?
Down the river, down to New Orleans, city with that Creole sea. Such a treat when you meet all the sweethearts on parade way down on Bourbon Street. Get me there time to see the Mardi Gras. Please let me join in the fun. We'll be dancing to the rhythms of a big brass band way down in good old New Orleans, oh baby. Down in good old New Orleans. Maybe there's time to see the Mardi Gras. Please let me join in the fun. We'll be dancing to the rhythm of a big brass band. We're down in so New Orleans, oh baby. Down in so New Orleans. We'll be dancing to the rhythm of a big brass band. We're down in so New Orleans, oh baby. Down in so New Orleans. For having lazy ways. Some old lazy river sleeps beside my door, whispering to the sunlit shore. Up a lazy river by the old mill run, lazy, lazy river in the noonday sun. Flickers the shade of a kind old tree, throw away your troubles, green and green. River, where the robin's song wakes up like a morning. and roll along. Blue skies up above, everyone in love. Up the lake, river, happy with me. Up the lake, river, with me. This is